We are back with our brand new series after so long, kicking things off with one mind-bending adventure, returning faces, new foes, and one very intriguing murder mystery. This is going to be a hell of a ride. Welcome to Into the Vortex. With Series 6 back on your screens, we've got some familiar faces returning, as well as plenty of new ones too.
Yeah, Series 6 is back, and we're back with quite a big bang. It had been about 4 months since Annabelle, myself and Callum had acted in the roles that we had. I remember very early on when we had meetings, I was trying to flesh them out a lot more. I felt that the Doctor, when we finished Sam's Doctor, we had the Heart of Darkness, we had this great trilogy, this great send-off. We also talked a lot about the mystery of Doctor Who. With Callum, I really wanted to add more to his story, but at the same time, I didn't want it to be too big of an adventure because, you know, you've just had Series 5, which a lot of people are still recovering from. I felt like with Callum, you know, have some fun adventures. I remember early on, we wanted to go into more detail about what exactly Isabella's diagnosis is. Obviously, she's not diagnosed in the series, but if we were a doctor, what would we say she has clear signs of? And the same with Callum's doctor. We were trying to not diagnose him in that way, but in a different way. Like, what are his mannerisms? What happens when he gets mad, when he gets angry? How does his character react? He's a bit of a goofball in Series 5. Don't get me wrong, I love that, and he is a goofball in this series, but we wanted to really push him in different ways, whether that emotionally, you know, what's he like sad, what's he like angry, and really explore Callum's acting ability.
First time back as the Doctor, it was like, I sort of put my all into it, because it was like, I'd not been filming for a while, and it was like, I'd missed, like, I know, I was looking back on it, and I felt like I could do better, like you always do, and it was nice to sort of have time to sort of think that I could improve and then actually try to improve. Like, it wasn't like I didn't get a chance to. Because it's obviously the last series, it meant that I sort of, everything that I wanted to sort of do with my Doctor's character, I had to sort of try and do in this series a little bit.
I found coming back for the series quite interesting. Obviously my part's a lot bigger than the first series, which didn't find a problem at all, but you know, it was quite nice to properly see how everything works. It's a lot more professional from when I first did it, and you can see, like, even from the previous series to the episodes now, how much it's come more, like, bigger. And yeah, I think everyone is great and everyone is very professional with everything they do, like with sound and everything, and even the camera, making sure they get all the right angles and stuff. And yeah, like from the other series, it was just like sort of one take and yeah, that's cool. But now it's like, it does feel like I'm more on like a proper set.
This has been the first series in which I've had a film crew instead of it just being myself. It used to be, I used the camera had microphone mounted to it, we had no clapperboard, no external sound, tripod was my tripod, nothing professional or anything like that. And I would do that, and sometimes Tom Ford would do that with his camera. But this has really upped the game, where we've had, I'd say, 3 core people who film. 99% of the series is filmed by them, 0.5 is filmed by me. It was quite a lot of pressure because they were new people, especially when they first joined, and to hand over that responsibility to someone, especially to be there for every single filming day. I mean, it might be subject to change, but at this current moment in time, there's been 46 filming days, and we've still got some left to do. It was worrying because what if someone drops out and their high-tech camera quality drops because we have to go back to my stuff. The great thing though was the people who did join, the people who were a part of the crew, were all incredibly passionate filmmakers.
Now if you don't mind, I have a job to finish.
That episode was that was one of the best, because we had the fight scene with the knife with the Lockall, which was absolutely hilarious to film. I think I fell over at least once, and did Sam fall over too? There was lots of falling over. It was absolutely hilarious. It went on for much longer than it does on screen, and it was much messier than Mark somehow managed to make it look, which is quite impressive, to be fair.
You're Elaine!
My planet is under threat, and they
Yes, Elaine has returned. A lot of people asked me after A Broken Heart aired in Series 5, are we going to see this character again? And quite early on, we didn't really know what we wanted to do with the character. We wanted there to definitely be a mystery, but it wasn't until writing Series 6 we wanted to heavily engage her character and have her more involved.
I think she's brilliant. I can see her going places, so I think it was a great opportunity for her to do something like this. I know that she really enjoyed doing the series as well.
A lot of questions asked in this episode. What's happening? What is the mystery behind why the bounty hunter is chasing the Doctor? Why Elaine needs the Doctor so much? We have learnt a bit of her history, you know, so it has added it's made the audience understand a bit more what her purpose was then. You've seen her once already. This isn't the last of her. We've got a lot more planned for her, so look forward to that.
I'd say the filming was much more efficient. Like, the filming days definitely felt less dragged out, I would say. Like, we were definitely getting more done. But I would say that because of the fact that the crew and you guys basically had learned so much more about filming, it sort of, I feel like it made the people acting sort of try to sort of reflects that a little bit as well, because if they're like learning about it and they're actually good at what they're doing, you don't want to be a really, you know, like rubbish.
As you've seen, there's this person that's faces, well, he's completely in silhouette, got a very menacing voice. In the end credits, it doesn't actually even say his name, it just says spoilers in blue text.
The character, the Shadow Man, it's terrifying. His presence is obviously very there.
Yeah, I can't say too much about this individual. A lot of people have their speculations, and I look forward to seeing them in the comment section, not in just this episode, but in episodes to come, because we will be seeing more of this person as well.
Oh no! The biggest challenges this year was the COVID outbreak and the several lockdowns that followed it. That didn't stop them being homeland.
The big part to play in this series, of course, was COVID, as it has affected everyone. Not only did I have symptoms and become positive from COVID, but you know, 3 national lockdowns affected the series. It affected all of our lives. It was a struggle. It felt like, you know, it was typical. You know, all the things that were to come along for this series. Last series, you know, we've got a deadline. We've got an anniversary deadline we want to stick to. It was quite typical that something like COVID had to happen. I feel most people feel that way. I remember thinking quite early on, I want to get filming wrapped by September 2020, which was the month I'm going into second year. You know, filming beginning of Feb 2020, wrapped by September, that's a good, 6 months? 6 months to get a series done, that's an episode a month. Yeah, sure, that sounds like a plan. How wrong I was. Originally, the series was set for an early 2021 release. I wanted to do an episode a month, so you'd have a month to digest. Now we're doing an episode a week, which is, in my opinion, it's you know, it feels like Doctor Who, which is a plus side, you know, waiting until Saturday rolls around to watch the next episode, but I worry it will either be over quick, which will be a shame, it's only 6 weeks and then all the episodes are out, but also, is it enough time for everyone to catch up? You don't want people spamming spoilers for episode 2 when episode 1 they haven't yet watched. Our plan is to, the Friday before every episode releases, except for one, we're going to do a repeat. So episode 2 is about to come up on Saturday, so the Friday before we'll do a watch along in the Discord, in the Ambient Homeland Discord, which I'm sure will be in the description below. So that's the opportunity to, even if you've seen it once, come along, sit in the Discord chat. We'll do a watch along, watch the episode. If you haven't seen it, that's a great opportunity. It's also just a chance for everyone to come together, fans to come together, which again is another great thing that has happened with COVID. I have engaged more with the fans. I've communicated with them more. I never really had fans before. It was more just there were regulars that popped up in the comment section, but to be on video calls with people, though, people like my thumbnail designer Robert, I'd never been in a call with him ever. It's a great opportunity to engage with the fans and be on video call with a lot of them. A lot of them I'd never spoken to before, and a lot of them I admire. So that's the one thing that did come out of COVID.
With the Doctor losing his friends and his memory, how is he going to get out of this one?
It's been very fun, very interesting, and it's been interesting seeing what Mark and the writers have been doing as well with my Doctor's character as well, seeing as it's the last series. Like it's been, like a lot of very serious stuff has been happening, which is quite interesting because it's usually things that don't happen till when you'd expect a Doctor to like be regenerating have sort of been happening, like losing companions, like how he thinks Annabelle's dead at first, things like that, like having to deal with that, usually for a Doctor to show those kind of emotions that would happen much later in like their tenure.
Will the mystery of the missing girl, Jessica Williams, be solved?
I would just say keep an eye on Alex and Alex's interactions with her.
So with the Jessica Williams subplot, the main inspiration behind that was a Netflix series called Mindhunter, in which before the opening credits of every single episode, we followed this person and their day-to-day life, but it would be uneasy, it would be uncomfortable, things wouldn't feel right, and this would be exploring a killer that assumably they'll look at in detail in another series if Mindhunter gets renewed for another series.
To wrap things up, we gathered as many people as possible into one room to watch an early premiere.
The opportunity to see the episodes early on, but also it's the opportunity to give feedback. I want to be clear, be realistic with feedback. You want to pull the spine out of an episode.
Anything whatsoever. She's just being lazy and just expects, she's putting the blame on just everything else, not herself.
Following you? You were following me, remember?
Everything.
Earlier in the woods.
The last time I watched it was quite a while ago, actually, maybe about 4 or 5 months ago. They said this premiere's like improved a lot more. There's a lot more editing, a lot more music has been added in.
It was really cool because I don't actually know a lot about Doctor Who, so seeing what was filmed by my friends and everything they've been working on for the past year and a half, just everything all the passion and hard work they put in, it's actually been really amazing to see, just like firsthand and completely blind. It's been an incredible experience.
I absolutely loved every episode. It just like left me like as a cliffhanger. Like storyline was absolutely like tremendous. The editing and like was phenomenal. Props to whoever edited it. I mean, it's by Mark Bray, so obviously I'm going to expect a lot.
Hi. I had goosebumps, not even gonna lie. Like, I actually thought I was watching Doctor Who for a moment. That's how good, like, the editing got.
Honestly, for an amateur production, I was really impressed, especially with some of the cinematography and directing and the overall conceptual idea. It's just fantastic.
Definitely some ideas in that I haven't really seen in actual Doctor Who that has been cooked up in this, and it'd be interesting to see how the final cut looks. For me, in the cinema, you watch something, you talk to your friends about it, and you're like, oh yeah, this one, this, that, like, it is great, big production, but like for here, it's personal, isn't it? It's your friends, and again, it's more. I say it's way more emotional as well, especially.
It's a very supportive environment. Everyone there knows each other, or is very familiar with one another, and it's a supportive environment. But also from that, you get really valuable feedback, which furthers the series and makes it even better.
Watching it by yourself, you'll tend to analyze it a bit more. It's like not really a whole cinematic experience, if you will. Like watching it with other people, like who's put their hard time and energy, everyone clapping and cheering as everyone comes on the screen. It's a good experience. It makes you feel good.
The people that actually made the film, it's just nice to see and all critique what doesn't work and what does work. And it's interesting to watch people's reactions, to those that haven't seen any other episodes.
Being around other people is worth a lot more nowadays. And it's a lot of fun to just know who did what and to say, that was your shot, that was really good, you acted really well in this, that was really funny.
Well, it's interesting to see them playing characters that they normally wouldn't. Just like, we're film students, we're not acting students, so to see them actually play characters is just completely amazing to me. Knowing that my friends can actually act is like, oh damn, why are we doing this course?
Seeing myself perform, I can see more of the holes in myself than I can in other actors, which I guess everyone has that issue. But it's also a really fun experience to see yourself living out a life that isn't yours, almost. Seeing them do these weird, cool things.
Like on set, like I kind of got into my own little role. Like I was this little like peacekeeper guy just in a hoodie, and I didn't want my face in it. And Mark has done a very good job of keeping it out. But like seeing it on the big screen, like I don't know, it just fills me with joy because it's like, oh, I put my energy into this. Like people see I'm gonna cameo in NBA Homeland.
I did a little one. I was in the marketplace selling coins. I was quite excited because I'd not really known anything about NBA Homeland before, so to actually be a part of it and actually be in front of the camera for once was just like, oh, this is very, very new to me.
It's exciting, definitely, especially with my close mates. It's sort of like everyone cheers every time someone comes on screen, and that's like it warms your heart, man. Like, and to be a part of this is special, in my opinion. And I definitely think, you know, it'd be a good memory for the rest of my life, for sure.
I have to say, from personal experience, like, I was really like moved by watching episode 1 to 6 like fully complete with their stories, and like it just made like so much more sense with where the characters are heading, how each plot point fits together.
We get the story. It goes from this point to this point to this point to resolution. It's really, I can't really describe the experience, to be honest, but it's been really nice. It's really rewarding, I guess.
Dylan, especially for me, I would say, sort of go from the place he was to, you know, where he is at the end of the series.
I'm surprised with the premiere how many people have got the story. You know, it's been normally my biggest weakness. Maybe again it's biased, maybe it's because they've read the script or they've been told it off screen, but there were some people here today who've never heard any of the footage, never seen any of the scripts or anything like that, and it made sense. The episode that I hope will be the very best, and this might be me being biased, but it's episode 3. At the premiere today, it's the one that is the most incomplete, as in there's a whole day's filming that still needs to happen, of which once that's out of the way, I feel like there's a hell of a lot you can do with this episode.
I think episode 6. Episode 6 was well edited. I love the colour grading. Whoever edited that is a god.
I think episode 6.
I'd say definitely watch out for those ones. 1 and 6 is coming.
The one that stuck out to me was the final episode.
Episode 5 has got some madness inside of it, I swear.
Episode 5, episode 6.
I think episode 5 is the banger, mate. I'm boss man, and you know, like obviously my hair is a lot shorter, my glasses are different, so you might not recognise me, but yeah. Boss man is obviously something that you should look for in episode 5.
Episode 3, I think is really good, and I'm a little bit biased here because I am one of the main characters in it, but episode 5, like you guys should really look out for.
You know what? There's probably going to be like a supercut of everyone saying episode 5, episode 5, episode 5, episode 5. But you know what? I'm going to break the trend and say episode 5. Just because that just fucking wowed me, dude. Episode 5 is just amazing.
Is you definitely the right episode?
Episode 5? No, wait, which one was it?
Which one are you referring to?
The end one.
That's 6.
That's 6.
For fuck's sake.
Because everyone has said episode 6, episode 6.
He's off, right, that's it.
Shout out to the fans and that, you're going to love this one. I swear. Like and subscribe, hit the notification bell to make sure you never miss an upload. Leave a comment to let you know your thoughts.
Like, subscribe, comment, NBA Homeland. The new era.
The new era.